Hello and welcome to TFT Tarot for today. Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And this is me, Oberon, with my outlook on the emotional exchanges. And it's a relationship, emotional, possibly romantic reading for the signs of the zodiac from Aries through Pisces. I give a brief reading with 2 cards. And of course, these readings are good for the signs of the zodiac, sun, moon, or rising. So we'll get started in a minute. I'm going to read us a affirmation or oracle from the Universal Love Oracle. So I'm just going to draw and pick that right now. Golden memories. That sounds nice. Someone is thinking fondly of you at this moment, remembering a golden memory from times gone by. Know that love and friendship live forever within our hearts. Neither time nor distance can ever erase a beautiful memory, not even our passing from this world. And it's very true. I confess to being kind of emotionally in a relationship with my grandparents or people who are gone, who I remember in various ways. With my grandparents, I usually once a year will visit their grave burial place and maybe talk to them there. At any rate, this reading is not about that. We're going to get started. Live in your golden memories, especially if they pertain to someone you have deep love for, or you did, or you know that they did for you. So as I mentioned, it's a 2-card reading for each sign of the zodiac. And we are going to start with Aries, sun, moon, or rising. And the first card represents the vibe or energy that you may feel this week. And it could represent, like a situation going on in your life or something like that. Could be about a relationship or a friendship or something. So here we go. And the top card is the 6 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords says something is moving you towards a more promising area, and you're leaving behind something. If not physically moving, you may be moving in some other sense, metaphorically, spiritually, just kind of ghosting somebody, the ultimate ghosting somebody. So if this is about a relationship, it could be that you maybe are just setting sail and leaving some troubles behind, hopefully. It looks that way. Now, I pull a card from the bottom of the deck. So from the bottom of the deck, will you get lucky? And that idea is romantic or more if you wish. And it is the Star reversed. And major arcanas mean good luck. So it's kind of like a maybe quality. So I'm going to call out the Star as saying, like, it doesn't look like it's in the cards. The future or destiny about getting lucky in a particular instance is bleak right now. So we'll just let it go at that. And we're going to move on to Taurus then, sun, moon, or rising. And from the top of the deck, then, the vibe or energy around you this week, it's the upright Eight of Pentacles, which is good. So it's sort of indicating that you're just sticking with the plan more or less, and you're working on keeping intact this relationship that you may be in, or working towards, the successful beginning or finding of a new relationship. But whatever the case may be, things are kind of in control there to your desire, more or less. There's always more work to be done. Anyways, from the bottom of the deck, will you get lucky? And it's swords, so it means no. The Queen of Swords means maybe somebody decides otherwise, and it just sticks. And that could be you. You could just be saying, if there was that opportunity or chance, you might be saying, for whatever reasons, not doing it today. But I would allow that maybe more likely it's the other, factor in the equation. All right, we'll move on to Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, Gemini, what's the vibe or energy around you, romantically or emotionally speaking? And it's the reversed Queen of Pentacles. And so there's a distinct idea here that the vibe or the energy is about you taking care of yourself, or taking care of what is most important personally to you. And so that's definitely, about you material wise, your body, your health. It could be about, your sensual pleasures in terms of a relationship you might be in. From the bottom of the deck, will you be lucky? And it is another major arcana, so it's good luck. It means it's a qualified maybe. And I look at the Emperor upright, and I say this mostly about you taking control of the situation and making sure that it is the absolute best time to do this. There's a sense of planning and control that the Emperor brings to a situation. All right, so good luck with that, Gemini, and we'll move on to Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, so Cancer, what is the vibe or energy around you this week? And it's Temperance, a major arcana, reversed. And so there's a sense here that you're wanting for emotional warmth or for emotional balance. You may be in an emotionally uh, unbalanced situation at the moment. So that could signify that maybe there's, disagreements or fighting in the relationship, or this could be, even post a relationship, there's just a sense of not really feeling like you're in tune with your own emotional center in some respects. So, anyways, despite all that, will you be lucky, Cancer? And it's the Pentacles, so it could come with a price if you're interested in pursuing it. And it's the Four of Pentacles. And so it may be saying that there's something you need to sort of lax with, in terms of maybe you might have had a little more control or domination over it, maybe an attitude or a thing like that. You might just have to, shift gears a little bit, in some way, and relax in certain way, if you choose to be. So that was Cancer. And we'll move on to Leo now, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Hey Leo, what is the vibe or energy that is coming or around you this week? And it's the upright Knight of Swords. So that indicates that maybe you're moving assertively and with confidence of a sort towards a particular goal. You may be trying to maximize some of your resources in terms of any speed or strength that you bring to the situation. So this could just be um, a get together with friends where maybe you feel you have to be a little bit more assertive for some reason, or it could be that way in maybe moving forward in a relationship or moving towards one. It's hard to say, but it just seems like that's what indicates what your attitude feels like right now. Will you be lucky? From the bottom of the deck, it's the cups. It will come to you naturally, and it's another knight. It's the reversed Knight of Cups. So it will come to you naturally, but you might not have your heart totally into the matter. You might feel half-hearted about this. You might sort of feel like you're being coerced in a way, or that you're not really, that into that person. Um, be that as it may, that's what the opportunities seem to be, Leo. We will move on to Virgo. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, Virgo. What is the vibe or energy around you, emotionally speaking? And it's the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands maybe indicates that there sort of is a competitive kind of feel emotionally around you right now if you're in a relationship. And it doesn't even have to be the primary one. I mean, I could see this being with your children, your neighbors, your coworkers. There may be something emotionally going on that each of you may be vying for ownership of something or for the right to have something. And so I could see how that works out into different relationships in those places I mentioned. Anyways, watch out for that. Then try to keep a level head and cooperate whenever possible. From the bottom of the deck, will you be lucky? And it's another one. It's the Four of Wands, and it's upright. And Wands, it says you will have to work at it. And I think the work involves, creating wherever this is happening at the competitive. Yeah, you have to work at creating a safe place for everybody, a safe place, a happy place, a place that honors people and or what they are going through, their process, their path in life. And you could be lucky, by playing peacemaker in a way. Um, so that's what I had for Virgo. We're going to move on to Libra. So we are in the second half of the zodiac. All right, Libra. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe or energy around you, emotionally speaking? And bam, it's the Three of Swords. So Libra, you may be um, going through some sort of separation right now. It could even just be within yourself that maybe you are disallowing certain kinds of feelings now, and they could be painful feelings. But more likely, this is something that separates you from other people, or from other people you care about, or from situations that you were involved in. I could see that anything where there's a real strong emotional feel about something, and then you're told or you're forced into not being involved in that, could be painful. So from the bottom of the deck, will you be lucky? And it's the Page of Swords upright, but swords always means no. So the little guy is looking for his Jolly Roger. Um, as a Page of Swords, he may feel like he has a certain way of carrying himself that's, diplomatic and functional, uh, but he's not going to be helpful to you, this quality or this thing. So somebody may be looking for somebody that's a little more wild to be lucky with. Ooh, did I just say that? I did. All right, so Scorpio, moving on to Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And what is the vibrant energy around you this week? Scorpio, it's the reversed Knight of Swords. And I think we had this as our regular card of the day recently, yesterday, Wednesday, perhaps. And so there's a negativity going on here. There sort of is feeling like there's, a little bit of a rush to judgment, or a little bit of a rush in general that maybe tries to resolve a matter, and there's clumsy or awkward actions going on. And so if this is about a relationship, then it's better just to back off. But it feels like you're destined to make this kind of damage by maybe trying to be commandeering when you shouldn't be. Will you be lucky? From the bottom of the deck. And it's the Hierophant upright. So it's a major arcana, so it means that it's a maybe. Uh, it could happen. What's the word I'm looking for? Good luck. Um, but it's the Hierophant, so it says that in order to be lucky, you have to maybe be overall in accordance with certain traditional things that maybe this other person would want, or this situation would demand, or that this is about maybe um, something more spiritual on one level than just getting lucky. Okay, Scorpio, how appropriate, eh? So we'll move on to Sagittarius then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Sagittarius, what is the overall feel, emotionally speaking, for this week, the energy or the vibration? And it's judgment. It's upright. So the energy or vibration is feeling like, wow, I didn't realize that, or something sort of changes your dynamic in a way, your status quo. Something happens that really brings a truth to you that maybe you didn't want to accept. Maybe you found out that somebody really likes you or doesn't like you, and it changes everything, or that there's some emotional epiphany or awareness happening that gives you a pause to challenge yourself in different ways and maybe to remake yourself. So will you be lucky? And it's swords, so it means no. It's too bad because he's a handsome person, the King of Swords. Would you like fries with that? I think. And so the King of Swords may be somebody who just has to do the right thing. Uh, and that's what's happening here, is doing the right thing sometimes means that you just don't really have an emotional role in that. It doesn't mean that you don't have a feeling about it, but you're just going to go ahead and do the right thing. And so maybe, getting lucky is not really the right thing to do, Sagittarius. I took a lot of words to say that. Okay, we will move on to Capricorn. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe or energy or essence of what's going around you, emotionally speaking? And it's the Four of Wands upright. We just had that, but over in a different position for a different sign. But the Four of Wands says that the vibe right now is maybe having a party. The vibe is celebrating something. It could be seasonal. It could be a wedding or somebody's happiness. It's a feeling like maybe you just want to unite with people you haven't in a while. So it's a reunion maybe. Uh, it's the end of summer, or it's the beginning of fall, depending on how you want to look at it, at least in this hemisphere. So you may be feeling like it's just really time to draw in and to celebrate. Really be lucky. And it's swords, so it means no. And it's the Ten of Swords. And it's no because somebody really is opposed to this idea. Somebody maybe has used you, or somebody is maybe going to use you, and you will be betrayed. Sadly, I feel like this is a possibility for the Capricorns, is that, and you could be betraying yourself. I'll just put it to you that way. But the Swords means no, and Ten of Swords is really about somebody sticking you in the back. All right, we'll move on to Aquarius. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is your vibe or energy or essence around you this week? And it's the reversed Seven of Wands. So as a reverse card, it's sort of saying that maybe you don't feel you can challenge a situation right now. And it may be emotionally that you feel you're not ready to challenge somebody who feels they have an issue with you. It's possibly because of something emotional relationship. It could be because of something that they understand or don't appreciate. Regardless, it feels like the vibration right now is laying low in a way, or sort of waiting to see if this is going to pass. Sorry, Aquarius. Will you get lucky? And darn, it's the King of Swords again, Mr. Smiley. But it's the same answer because it's a sword. So it means no. And the King of Swords says maybe it just has to be handled in some other way. Rather, getting lucky needs to be handled in another way, not maybe as a decision that one person makes. Because that's what I think of when I see the King of Swords, is he's the only one making the decision. But it should be more everyone. Last but not least, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe or energy that is coming to you this week, Pisces? And it is, once again, the Seven of Wands reversed. And so, Pisces, you may feel like, yes, the same thing. You feel like you sort of have to divert yourself. You don't want to make a scene. You're maybe more interested in blending in certain ways. And it could be because there's fear of this confrontation in a way. So emotionally speaking, it seems like maybe you're not ready to indicate something in a relationship or a possible relationship, or you're shying from the fact. Will you be lucky? And it's Pentacles, so there's a price to pay, a price you would have to pay. It's the Queen of Pentacles. And so maybe the idea of being able to show how you take care of things, how you really help or enhance others or the world around them, might be helpful. At least that's what it kind of looks like. It's always a good idea to be nice and helpful to others and to show them how you care tangibly, because I think that's what it's saying as well. All right, everybody. So thanks once again for coming to my emotional exchanges. Don't forget to watch the happy hour, which is coming out tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. Also on Sunday will be Banshee's Material Matters, and we gather for recorded video, but we are live. It premieres live, and we are in the chat room to discuss it. discuss the readings, discuss the other information. It's good information. It's the tarot keys to success in business, finance, and education, as Banshee likes to say. So that's on at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are live in the afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m., and that's also Eastern Standard Time. And somewhere along the way, we are hoping to do another segment of our new series, which I'm not going to mention it here, but it is a surprise. It's coming out soon. It's going to be more like the reading we recently had about the president's health. So it'll be like current events. All right, everybody, take care, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.